Alright, so it's only been a half an hour, but I want to do some texturing effects, and so it's dried long enough so that I can just, as long as I don't mess with it really, I can kind of do these texturing effects. I'm going to be using a lighter, and what I'm trying to get here is like the texture of mud, really. And so very quickly, I'm going to just run the lighter flame over the foam. Just kind of like the spill off from when it rains, it all just kind of comes down, shears off here, comes off here, flows into here, but it all just kind of coalesces and runs through here, which is why this is so like such a deep crevasse. Alright, so now I'm going to be adding the kitty litter as texture, and I'm going to want to apply that to these parts right here. So I'll start by just taking pinches and sprinkling it on the fun parts. And then you can just take the rest of it and put it into the areas that really matter. That'll take, well, it says an hour, but I'll probably only wait another half hour maybe before I start messing with it again. Next I'm going to take the bits and pieces that we've chopped up and just some laying around. I'm going to chop them up really quick, just to make them almost barely resemble rocks, because now I'm going to hit up all of the cracks and give it a real like light coat of spray paint. Because this is foam and the spray paint I'm using is an acid base, I have to be very careful because it'll erode away the surface, and occasionally that'll give it a nice texture, but I want to make sure that I don't really hit up any areas too thickly. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about here. I hit up all along this edge, just especially where the rocks were, so that I make sure to darken those areas, because it has a lot of like indentations and crevices that'll be hard to paint. So I did the same along here, up in here, along here. Did it along the side. I made sure to get up underneath there. Did it slightly along here. I just barely hit up this side right here. I definitely hit up this area right along here though. So yeah, it's already starting to shape together. Alright, so I'm going to be using this type of paintbrush. I don't know what paintbrushes are called, so I'm just using that one. This is just going to be what I'm going to mix my paint in. And then I'm using a brown paint. This is called Burnt Umber, but it's just like a real like muddy color. And then kind of look like poop. That's what you want to look for, poop. But brown poop, obviously. And then just black and white, you know, for shading. Yep. And then that's all I'm going to be using for like this cup. So, it's going to be pretty simple. Gonna go brown paint. You want a good amount, maybe even a little bit more. Black, just a little bit of black. Just a little bit of black. Oh, nice. Alright, so we just got that slightly darker brown. Then I'm just going to apply it to mainly the areas that I haven't hit up with the black. Alright, so that's all the brown spots painted. Or, well, all the pink spots painted into brown spots. Alright, so now I'm going to be mixing paint for the rocky walls. Some of the places I won't paint rocky. For instance, this is all going to be rocks. But right here and over here, this is all going to be mud. So I won't be painting that. But I like to start off with darker colors. So 1 part black, 1 part white. And then mix. Now, of course, you could have actual grays already like bought, and that would be great because you wouldn't have to mix it every single time, but I like to save money. Alright, so the stone's all painted, well, the base coat of it anyway. Next up will be to mix a lighter gray and do a dry brush on top of this to bring out the features. As you can see here, I did like a little lip around all like the stone places, and then wherever the mud is, I didn't bother filling that in. On the back, you can see that's all stone, whereas like here, I left little patches of mud. Oops. Yeah, here I got little patches of mud, and then over here. So for this, I'm gonna do like a 2/3, mixture. So this is the finished rock. Next is going to be adding more mud to the areas that I'm going to add mud to, like all up in here, on these areas. And then after that it'll be putting the grass on, and then the foliage, and it'll be done. Alright, so the next part is I'm going to add a little bit of elf flesh here to the brown that I have, and then I'm just going to use that as like a dry brushing a little bit on top of all of the parts that are going to be mud and not covered up by grass. So I've already did it along here, I've done it along here, I've did it here and here, so I just gotta fill in these other spots here. Alright, so the paint's done drying, and now it's time to add the underbrush, or just like the foliage. And I just like to hit up A, the areas that are dirt, and then B, definitely along like the cracks. So like over here for sure. Here, probably around here, maybe around here, over there. All right, final step is to take your green paint and just like a real basic green, and then also I got Games Workshop fake grass, and I'm just gonna paint onto the spots that I want the grass, and then I'm just gonna apply the grass directly to the paint. And I definitely want to glob it on there. Make sure you have something underneath so you can catch all the grass. And then shake it off. And you're left with something like that. And we have the finished product. As you can see, it's got a big muddy area, patches of grass here and there. I really tried to make sure that the grass looked like natural. So like wherever the mud was trailing off, I tried to make it look like there were patches of grass over here.